Hi, my name is Lance Ackerman, Water Conservation Specialist with Colorado Springs Utilities. Thank you for viewing our sod and seed installation webinar series. In this section, we'll be covering the installation of sod. Sod installation. There are a couple things you want to keep in mind for the installation process. Make sure to level your area and direct drainage away from your house. A nicely leveled area will keep moisture levels balanced throughout the sod. If you have low areas, water will collect and rooting may be delayed, or roots may be compromised. There's a potential for the roots to become anaerobic, which would mean that they are starting to rot. Make sure to level the area by limiting high spots that create the low spots. Stagger the seams in a brick-like pattern. Alternate the inseams, and ask yourself, is a sod roller necessary? In this time-lapse video of a sod installation, you can see that the soil appears to be amended with a compost, but this video does not show any footage of the amendments being tilled. Keep in mind, tilling your amendments in will provide you with the best success. It is important to stagger the seams, as you can see in the video, in a brick-like pattern. This helps with the movement and distribution of the water that is applied. If all the seams were in line, the water would travel along the seam and not be beneficially used for the sod. Again, determine if a sod roller is necessary. If you think that the sod is not fully in contact with the ground in areas, then a sod roller would be necessary. Areas to focus on with a sod roller are the perimeter edges and seams.
So let's talk about what you can do to be successful when installing grass seed. I'll cover preparation, planting, and watering. Here are 3 important things to do to prepare to plant grass seed. First, make sure that you purchase high-quality grass seed. It should be exactly the species or cultivar that you're looking for and should be relatively free of any weed seed. Second, make sure you remove any existing grass and weeds from the area that you're going to be planting. It's important for the seed to have good contact with the soil in order to germinate. Third, make sure that you're seeding at the right time of year. Most long grasses can be seeded anytime from May 1st to September 1st. Native grasses may have a more specific window of time for planting. Be sure you find out that information before you plan your project. Next, let's talk about preparing the soil. If you're planting a turf grass seed or non-native grass seed mix, make sure you till in 4 cubic yards of an approved soil amendment per 1,000 square feet of area before planting. If you're planting native grass seed, rototill the soil to break up any soil compaction. Adding a soil amendment when you're planting native grass seed is not required to be eligible for an establishment permit. Now let's talk about planting the seed. Make sure you seed at the right rate. You should be able to find out how many pounds of seed you should be planting per 1,000 square feet. Next, consider using a drop spreader. A drop spreader will help you spread the seed at an even rate throughout the area. Last, after you've spread the seed, make sure you rake it into the soil so it has good contact with the dirt. It may be helpful in some cases to use an erosion blanket. An erosion blanket is a woven material that you pin to the surface of the soil. It helps prevent the seed from moving before it germinates. Erosion blankets can be particularly helpful on slopes or in drainage areas where water might move the seed before it starts to grow. Finally, let's talk about getting the seed to germinate. Keeping the seed moist at all times is the key to success. You can learn more about our recommended watering schedule for seeding projects in the next section.